everybody, Jody Marketplace Boutique. How are all of you? Hope all of you are staying nice and warm. I know it's certainly just a very cold time. It's very cold. I've been exhausted trying to shovel and remove snow and all that. I hope all of you are doing okay. I know it's just bitter cold for some of us, and I'm thinking of everybody. So today I have my favorite sold. So these were transactions that went good. I'll show you what I sold, where I got it from, and how much it was. Come on along, I'll show you my favorites. My setup is a little bit of a jalopy, I have to say. My lighting broke. I've got kind of a couple different lighting sources here, which is a little strange, but will I ever figure it out? I don't know. Okay, so first up, I have a crochet antique doily, Woodland deer animals, doe, buck, squirrel, chair cover, B. So I have this on B because I have more than one of these. I bought the whole set that this person has. These actually came from England. I bought them at a flea market and I think it was Sagatock, the Sagatock flea market. So that was a lot of fun. So that one was a lot of fun, and it sold pretty much right when I listed it. So that was a really good find. That was enjoyable. Okay, and I also just sold a large antique soldered tin metal handle Christmas tree cookie cutter. Now this was hand done, and I got this at a really old auction. It was one of the first places I went when I started reselling different things instead of clothing, and that was a lot of fun. Okay, Simply Vera purple zip wallet. Now I got this from Glama's Closet. I won it! Yay! I won it! So this was all profit. Yay! Gotta love free. And then I recently sold a wooden straw vintage nativity barn hut ladder to loft. These are really cool. They're definitely like from the 70s era. I probably could have added more to this. Around Christmas time, I was just trying to hammer it down, trying to get everything out and everything listed that I had, especially all that Christmas stuff. I had a couple boxes that I got from auction that were like Christmassy and stuff. So this one came from an estate lot. Okay, Santa's Sleigh vintage green red home Christmas decor. This was also in that Christmas stuff, just listed at Christmas time, sold. Yay. This is a Hemlock, Michigan red cardinal bird, Bell Souvenir, Michigan. And this was like one of my favorites because this sold to a Michigan person who was from Hemlock, Michigan. Yay. I was so excited to sell it to somebody who actually was from there. I was happy that this one sold and went out to her. Really nice person. Okay, and here's Uncle Sam's Army Boys in Italy. Actually, this went out back to Italy. So I thought that was really interesting. They got it okay. It went through eBay's global shipping program. So if you've ever thought about shipping globally, I would definitely do it. Ever since I went to eBay's global shipping, it's been great. Thank you, eBay. It's working great. It's working really well. And here, I mean, this one wasn't like a total lot of money or anything, but this is a Liz Baker Essential size 24 blazer jacket, unlined green. And I said blazer jacket twice. Don't know why. Okay, so this is one of my favorites because a friend of mine, actually Andy Backyard Trucker, a church that he used to go to, and they had a big garage sale flea market type thing. They had a big tent. I should have filmed this, but I was so busy trying to just pile everything into my cart. Everything I could get. It was like the end of the sale, so I didn't even get probably all the really good stuff. There was a lot of really nice like back to business wear that sells really good on eBay right now. You know, those bigger boxier kind of blazer jackets, that stuff sells really well right now. This is definitely on trend. Great color. That one sold right away. Okay, and here is a Southwestern Silvertone Spike Dangle Chandelier Earrings, fish hook backs. Oh, say that one twice. These were really cute. And actually, after I sold them, I was like, oh, I like those. Why did I sell those and not keep them for myself? So this one actually sold right after listing too. So I appreciate that. Gotta love those kind of sales. Here is a 1973 Pitch 400 Mint Del Webb Desert Rally Davis tires, Las Vegas, Nevada, Western Auto. And this is like a little tiny pin, you know, like a button pin. I got this one on a lot, and this one sold right away too. So a lot of stuff that I listed this year sold right away, or I got an offer for it and I took it. So that worked out really well. Okay, and here's something that's sad a little bit, and this is a GAR, Grand Army of the Republic, pre-1907, black, white statue monument postcard. And I really love selling postcards. They are so easy. And I bought like a duplex printer, you know, it's like a little thing. And I set it in my dining room every once in a while, and I shoot the postcards through it. And it just, boop, pops up on my computer. Oh my goodness. And then if I go on vacation, I take my computer with me. And when I'm really bored at night because my husband's snoring, I list postcards. And I get them everywhere. I can get them on eBay. I can get them on like auctions that are near me that I go and pick up. I mean, that's a really good way to get them. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace. So this one sat for a little bit and I sold it. Okay, 86, 2 braided chain metal hair clasp, barrette, silver, hematite tone. This also sold right away, and I think I had one listed for a while, and then I came across a second one. So I listed them together, and they sold right away, like almost instantly. Okay, 1998, holiday Christmas vintage Santa Claus Christmas tree ornament. I've actually seen a lot of these around. I don't know why, but after I sold this, like I seen them in every thrift store. It was really strange. I got this in that big Christmas lot that I scurried around to list right away. So that one sold pretty much right away too. And here's something that sat a while. Here's a vintage Bluebirds lamp, light accent. I did not put very many keywords in here. This was a really pretty lamp, and I love birds. I love birds, and I love the color blue, as you can see. Why did I list it? I don't know. I guess I had it. But it was really pretty. I sold it and I thought, I'm surprised I sold it because I probably would have kept it for myself. It was really gorgeous. So this one sold. This one sat for quite a while. And like every 6 months, if I have time, I deduct $1 off, $1 off, $1 off. And I have water because I'm getting really thirsty, but I spilled it when I walked in. I'm such a klutz. So now we have the Homestead Hotel 1766, Hot Springs, Virginia, VA lapel hat pin vintage. This one sold right away within minutes of listing, so happy. And I got this in a huge box slot at a flea market, I think. I'm pretty sure that's where this one came from. And I just listed all these pins. I think I paid like $20 for the box, and it was like a big box, hundreds of pins. Great way to make money. Okay, 1965, it's Oldsmobile Chevrolet Owner's Manual Cutlass Cruiser Automobile. Okay, this one sat for a while, but it's one of those things. I got a big box of ephemera from an after a state auction locally that I went and picked up. I knew this one would probably sit for a while. It was in horrible condition, horrible. But it was one of those things where you can't go back in time, so let's just list it. I did, it sat a while, and it sold, yay. And this came from the same box lot, and this is a Johnson Krappy Vintage Fish Lapel Jacket Pin, gold-toed round fishing advertising. So, and also when you fill out the item specifics, all those words in the item specifics will show up on eBay. So that's a really great thing to do is if you don't have enough space, just fill it in. So this one sold right away too, almost instantly. These kind of little tiny pins, I mean, you can buy a box of them really cheap and just make thousands of dollars on them. Okay, here's an Illusions, John Livingston Seagull, Richard Bach, paperback bundle books. Now I love Back from Burnout, and she does these bundles, and I was really obsessed of doing a bundle of books. So I got these free from my mom for my garage sale. Yay, Mom! And I sold these and I bundled them in a set of 2, and I was so excited to use the word bundle. Vintage Antique Aurora Scarf, Vanity Head Neck Yellow Earth Tone. Okay, so this came from a garage sale just down the street, and I sold this one. This sat forever. It's one of those things that didn't take up any room whatsoever, so I just sat on it. Hey, and here's a 1920s post office mailbox. Vintage antique. I think it's an antique, but I wasn't quite sure. But I do remember going to the post box in Moline, Michigan, and using the post box there, and it looked just like this. So I was super excited to have this. Almost tempted to keep it for myself, but did not. This is a wood container turned into a bank. So I waited all day at a really awesome, huge auction, and it was probably about 45 minutes away out in the country. Like, this is like pioneer land, like really pioneerish. And this one sold, and it sat for a while. I got a ton of offers right away. I just boom, kept getting offers. But I paid $12 for this lot, and I wasn't about to take $30 when I knew this thing would sell. And many of these have sold, and there has been a lot of them that have been turned into a bank. So I knew I could make money on this, so I waited, and I did. Okay, 1940s, World War II, Hastings, Michigan, dog tags, veteran, ostrich, military, World War II. Okay, this one sold instantly, within minutes of listing. I was like, wow. And it was really cool. I think this went back to like a Michigan person or somebody from Michigan. I was really excited this one sold because it's a little piece of history saved, and I'm always super excited when that happens. So this was definitely one of my favorites. And that one came from a jewelry box I bought. It was just shoved in there, crammed into there with all that other jewelry. And this was just happened to be one of those pieces. Okay, Marisa size extra large, so faux printed French jersey jeggings, jeans, jogger look. So my daughter moved out and she had these in her room. I listed them. They weren't in great condition, but hey, I made it known in the listing and listed it. It's kind of like getting free inventory when your kid moves out. What could be better than that? Well, of course, I probably already paid for them once, so, but hey, I'm just making money back out of it. Okay, another pin. Those are always going to be my favorite. Jimmy Carter Work Project, JCWP, Michigan Habitat Humanity brooch pin. This is one of my favorites. I loved this one because this person actually messaged me and said, oh, I'm going to put this on my jacket. I collect Jimmy Carter pins. I'm going to wear them on a jacket. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I love it. I love the stories behind what people buy. I think it's so awesome. I love getting stories. I love when I hear, oh, I liked that item. Thank you so much. That is just the best to me. I'm going to try, and this year going forward, to say some kind things to people that are a little bit extra when I buy something. If they don't ship me glass and porcelain in a poly bag, stop. Okay, Timberland Pro Sawhorse size men's 8 black work boots, composite toe bore, one time. Okay, my daughter worked at Amazon. She bought these, wore them one time. That's it. I don't like them, Mom. Okay, well, at least she paid for them herself, or actually Amazon paid for them, so I got these for free. Daughter moves out, free inventory. These ones sold within days of listing, if that. Okay, 1920s book, The High School Stunt Show and Carnival Willard Canopy. Okay, I liked this one because so a big part of me getting really good deals to sell on eBay, and I think this is like one of the best, and I would say like storage lockers are probably like the best thing that you can buy that you can resell on eBay, because you can get so many items, usually pretty cheap. Although it probably depends on the area also, but you can get these things super, super cheap. Okay, like really, really cheap. I would say the next tier down would be live auctions. And if you stay at that live auction until the end, everybody's sick of being there all day. They didn't want to use the outhouse, so they've held it all day long. They haven't had anything to eat or drink. They're starving, they're famished, and they're about to croak because they're so tired. That's when you get the best buys. Yay. That's when you get these best buys at live auctions. So if you stay until the end and get those live auctions, you can nab the best deals. So I cleared the whole table on several tables, and I cleared a whole table of really cool old books, and this was one of them. And that was a fun auction. I wish I didn't have like furniture in my house because they had the best stuff. It was like really, really old. And if you can hear a lot of noise, I'm sorry, because that's how it is here. Okay, H&M Girls, 8-10 years, fluffy, creamy faux fur, white bolero crop sweater. This is one of my favorites, and I just sold it around Christmas time. So one of my tips on selling is when somebody's like, yeah, closets to clean out, I don't want to. Hey, offer to do it and keep the stuff they don't want. Put it in a pile of stuff that you don't think that they're going to want, and they can say, oh, just take it with you. Free inventory. That's how I got this sweater. I cleaned out a closet for Backyard Trucker, and I got all the stuff. Yay. I got all the stuff I wanted to keep for free. Free is good. Okay, one piece duck, warm, size 5 or 6 with tail hoodie, had boys or girls yellow costume. This one sold around Halloween time, of course, although they do kind of sell whenever. But this one sold around Halloween. It sat for about a year and then it sold. And this one I got at a local auction. I got many of these really, really, really nice costumes, nicer than I've ever seen before. I got them all for $1. $1. Whole lot. Okay, the 1999 vintage Longaberger basket collector's club cotton throw blanket fringe reed. This had a little bit of a flaw, but it was still new in a bag, actually, which was really cool from 1999. I mean, that was what, 25-ish years ago. So this was one of my favorites. I also got that at the same auction for $1. So this was just a lot of stuff that I got. I think I bought like a households table at an auction. Oh yes, this is definitely one of my favorites, and I was surprised by this. This is a definite bolo. I've sold many of these spools of thread. Can you believe these are actually worth money? This is a wooden old spool thread twine, a string, antique farmhouse, Michigan, Amish estate. I went to an Amish estate, a live auction. I actually went with Backyard Trucker. I bought these boxes of, I don't know, stuff. $1, $3? I bought all those little boxes out of the barn. I didn't know what was in there, but I thought, hey, it's got to be something. I didn't know anything about spools of thread or barn junk or horse stuff, but I sold it. Oh, and Google Lens works really well for that. Okay, here's a metal tin box. Whitehall, New York, USA container. Aston. And anesthetic tablets. I don't know what these are. And a sewing box I bought at a local auction. And the reason I bought it is because in the pictures, I seen a little diamond ring. That's right. I wish I would have videoed that. I don't know if I was actually video things back then, but I bought this thing. It was full of different thready stuff. I don't know. I used to be a sewer, not in a long time. So I bought this item and it had a bunch of cute little tins. And I think I've sold them all now. I'm not sure. But can you imagine how much I made out of 10 after 10 after 10? And I still have the diamond. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Okay, here's a Stuart Mclen vintage chalkboard Dutch made figure planter. I also got this one out of the Amish auction. And this one sold, and this one took a couple months to sell, and then it did. So I was really happy about this. a lot of that Amish stuff is really selling good, and it's actually worth quite a bit, which I think is interesting. Dutch stuff usually sells pretty well, and also Amish things or like primitive and stuff like that. And I should probably use these keywords. Okay, here's a Cassandra 20W dress duster jacket, mother of bride set. This one sold from that church sale I went to. I ended up buying a whole truckload. Actually, Andy had filled up his whole cab full of clothes. I paid $20 for the whole truckload of clothing. So if you can only imagine how much profit you can make out of something like that, especially when it's like the end of the day, the end of the sale, go back and buy that kind of stuff. They told me I could have whatever I wanted for $20. Okay, here's a 1960s Betty Crocker Boys and Girls Vintage Cookbook animated with pictures. I love selling books. I just think it's super fun. I love watching TV and just going book to book to book. It's super easy, especially the more modern pieces, but the vintage ones are cool too, and they're even fun to look at. This one sold to a person who actually had this as a kid. How awesome that they were able to find this out of my store and be able to relive their childhood. So I thought that was fun. A vintage 90s to 2000 My Loving Family FisherPrice set dolls. And this one sold in a set. I bought a huge tub, like massive tub, green tub, big, huge tub. And it was full of like vintage toys, like probably from the 1990s. I think I paid like $7. I have made my money back time and time again out of that little bin. Out of that green bin, I've made hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So keep your eye out for those kind of things. And that was at a local auction. Okay, here's a Boma soapstone. Look by M. Mclen, Canada, signed owl bird figure art sculpture. Now these do sell for quite a bit of money, and I took an offer on this, and I was happy to see it go to somebody who likes it. I love birds. Could not keep this one though, because I live in the country and I know what owls do. And they're creepy as heck. They're just creepy as all get out, and I don't want no owls in my house. Those darn things. I think my head's gonna become prey half the time, so I was glad to see this owl go. Goodbye. This one just came in a lot of things I got at auction, so I was happy to see that one go. So those are my favorite solds. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're inspired to go find some new things, to find some different places to source. Just get it listed. That's the main thing. Get it listed and it will sell. Okay, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Hope everybody's staying warm and cozy this winter. Bye.